5 seconds remaining.
Well, we end the game. The game has been paused instantly. Just, good luck, have fun being said, and all that good stuff. Teams hopefully just adjusting their computers. Sometimes we have a little bit of lag here and there, so that's why most people tend to just go for that first little pause just to see that everything is right. Maybe just, well, I don't know. Some people also use it to obviously discuss what is happening right now, but usually that is sorted out in the scrim kind of practice. You don't do that in officials because you've already played a million games, so you know what you're doing, you know what the game plan is, but never know. I mean, if the game is paused, people are still talking, right? There's no way that they wouldn't like quickly say, hey guys, we'll put this wall, we'll put this wall, we'll go here, you buy that, kind of thing. All right, smoke comes out, they're moving out, and they're going to be ready. It's like the Centaur just picks up a little casual Poleman shield. He will go up into a lane that is very, very sad for Centaur to be in. Lifesteal is not really a funny hero to be against when you're Centaur 1, especially with the new change to Centaur where he's down to 1 base armor. So this lifesteal will have an easy time zoning him out pretty much on his own. And add on top a good laning support, the Silencer with the Arcane Curse, always an annoying zoning tool. Obviously, the Slaves of Wisdom also does a lot of damage. This starter might not be in the bottom lane, well, might not be in the top lane like ever. I don't imagine he will ever roam to the top lane unless he's looking for a quick kill on the Centaur, because it's not necessary. You don't need to have 3 heroes to zone out that Centaur. He should be zonable just by these 2 heroes alone. And because of that, you can see the Keep of the Light will be up in the top lane to begin with as well. So they will go for this two versus 2 lane setup. And I guess the Keep of the Light with the Illuminate Blast is going to be able a little bit more work in terms of harassment against these next gen heroes. Mid lane will have the Lone Druid versus OD, which is also a fairly even lane, I think.
The battle begins.
If anything, the Lone Druid might actually win this lane. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it might be how it works. Oh, speaking of what the hell just happened here? Okay, it looks like they had a little bit of a skirmish here. The starter came into position. They do have another crush available, but they're not going to be able to get it off before he gets up to the high ground. And he does have a shrine heal available anyways, but they got the Keep of the Light, so I guess I didn't really respect the fact that the starter would be able to make a rotation up there, and well, they got a kill suddenly. Last word skilled up by the Silence. Not sure this is the best idea in the world. Doesn't do too much damage, but it's done now. They will go up onto that Centaur, and I guess the damage is actually the same from last word. If you don't use it, if you don't use the spell instantly, I believe you take less damage, but no, for level 1 spell that you can spam quite frequently, 150 damage is not bad. Harass the Centaur a little bit for sure. Gets jumped on. Jump comes out. They could be able to get another jump here, and they should get this kill easily indeed. That is going to be happening, so the Centaur drops down in this top lane as well. The Starter and the Silencer both still having enough mana available to continue fighting a little bit. Don't worry. Okay, what? That's an interesting way of pulling. Does it actually work? Oh, it works. It's kind of an interesting way of pulling. I believe it depends on which creep wave it is, if you can actually do that. Because, and plus you will never get all of the creeps because they will have to like walk through this little tiny area, which is not a bad thing. It's a fancy little pull. The Magnus have just been spending his early game in the jungle, didn't even decide to go to lane whatsoever. So I guess that's logical. You're playing against an Ursa, so it's not a fun lane to be in. Most Magnus players, they go for boots level 1, so that means they would be able to be in the lane against the Ursa, but I guess this is just a safe approach. He doesn't want to have skewer level 1 and worry about his life all the time. This way he just gets to, you know, have fun in the jungle, do whatever he wants to do, and he can also help the Lone in the mid lane a little bit by giving that empower.
Double damage. That should help.
Oh, apologies. So my allergies is acting up in the morning. Unfortunate. Alright, the Centaur on the top lane does get jumped on. He might have to use this little shrine heal. I mean, he most likely will do it anyways. It's not like he forced it out with the slaughter here, but either way, he was just jungling a little bit, trying to get some farm for himself. He is looking to go for that Iron Talon as well. That's just his way of saying, well, you know, the lane is not that fun. The Keeper of the Light might be able to do it a little bit better. He will try to just go for TP out here. Slaughter's not quite close enough. He will make it back to his base, so everything will be fine. Centaur in the meantime just backing himself up, picking up his Iron Talon, and then he can go back to jungling. Maybe finish off this camp. It's not really the... That's actually a pretty crazy camp to off. They do a lot of damage to it, but he will try. Get his levels up and running, and let's see how things is going in terms of the lanes. The Ursa versus the Lifesteal. The Lifesteal is a little bit behind in terms of last hits. Almost 10 last hits behind because he's been focusing on fighting a little bit, and that does take some last hits away from you. The Lone Druid in the mid lane is ahead of the OD by a small amount, and as for the two offlaners, the Magnus is now sitting on 16 last hits from this AFK jungle mode, and the Centaur, he has some catching up to do. Between the Centaur as well as the Keeper of the Light, they have roughly 10 lasses, so next gen they are a little bit behind. Called a little bit ahead in this early game, and it looks like they're trying to stay that way. The Slaughter is making sure that the Centaur will not be able to get any good jungle farm going unless he wants to share the experience with the Slaughter, and well, he doesn't want to do that obviously. The Keeper of the Light in the top lane still having a good time. Level 3, able to just continuously push back with Slicer. The Slicer does not have any more regen available either, so he needs to be careful about his HP, as for the moment, you know, you might have to use a couple hundred gold just to buy some healing salves or whatever to survive against this Cardinal, because he is very, very annoying. Now the Centaur goes back into the lane. The Keeper of the Light will make sure that he doesn't leave too much of that experience as well. This is the glorious thing about having a Keeper of the Light in your lane. But speak about which, the Centaur now gets jumped by the Lifesteal. The Lifesteal does not care, and the last word comes out from the Silencer will be enough to get the kill on the Centaur as he drops down. So maybe you should just let this Keeper of the Light be the sole survivor in this lane and just let him do his thing. Sure, the Lifesteal's still low on regen, doesn't have too much available, but you know, he can still go for some fighting. He can still fight that Centaur easily. He's now down to 200 HP, so this is the point where you're like, okay, I need to buy some regen, get someone help. And indeed, well, there's some tankos on the Silencer actually. The Silencer decided to buy some. I guess he wants to pass them along to the Lifesteal in the meantime. Ooh, Eliminate Blast. He does pop a rage. Make sure he didn't get hit, and now he goes for TP back into the shrine. We'll heal that up and then go back where he came from. A little bit annoying. He will lose a little bit of farming time because of this, and going back to the lane, there's still no regen available on you. There's Rubik here as well now, as bottom lane, the Ursa's fine on his own, so looks like they're just looking to put as much pressure as they can on the Lifesteal, and considering he's 20 last hits behind of the Ursa, it is working out. He is being pressured, so Evos is doing a good job at making sure he doesn't get that much out of the laning experience. Net worth wise, even with a couple of kills on him, I mean, he has 1 kill and 2 assists. He's still behind of the Ursa by roughly 700 gold, so working out. Alright, we'll try to leech a little.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
With a fade ball as well. Once again, doesn't get much out of the OD in the mid lane versus the Lone Druid. Still very, very even between these two, and they're just hitting creeps. They're just, you know, trading lasses, whatever. Looks like the OD is going to go for that good old standard Midas pickup. He has 2 null talismans to set up for it, so just to make sure he can get some net worth up and running. Magnus is in the bottom lane now, as the Ursa is all on his own. The Rubik will come back into position, and maybe they're looking to go for a kill here. The skewer has already been used by the Magnus, so if they get a lift on him, they could maybe get a kill, but he's too far away, and Beatty with those speed available, so everything will be fine. Magnus will now just go back into the jungle, continue where he left off, and well, he's not necessarily, he's having a decent time. You know, he has his boots, he has his iron talent, last hit wise, he's maybe a little bit behind compared to what you want him to be, since the Keeper of the Light as well as the Centaur, they're both getting a decent amount of last hits now. The Centaur, he still has this one camp he can clear, but he decided not to do it just yet because, you know, it kills him. That's a nasty double camp. The lights go around the zone, finds the Centaur instead of the Keeper of the Light. This might be the better chance, and looks like he will be taken down on the Centaur indeed. He will be killed in his own base, and I believe since the Silencer got the last hit, he still got the intelligence as well. Indeed, he's sitting on 8 intelligence. It's kind of weird how that works. If you're not the one getting the last hit, if the kill is like, it gets outside of your range quickly, then you don't get the intelligence, but since he was the one getting the last hit, I believe the way it works is you always get the intelligence then. It's kind of strange. Either way, you know, intelligence has been gained by the Silencer, so he's a happy dude. 8 intelligence at 8 minutes, so you know, just a casual +1 buff every minute on your support Silencer. That's not a bad idea, you know. That's lovely.
Regeneration.
Need to keep in mind that as much intelligence the Silencer gets, the enemy loses the intelligence as well, and he gets more right-click damage whenever he picks those up as well. And sure, he doesn't have his Glacius Wisdom skill up just yet, but at some point he will skill it up, and he will do a lot of damage with it. Now the Keeper of the Light, he's going to be spotted out. We do have the Silence moving. He is setting up to just block this Keeper of the Light. The Keeper of the Light is trying to go for the TP back home. I believe he wasn't quick enough to react with it to survive, and indeed, he was quick enough, so he will be fine. I don't think they care too much about that, though. I mean, you know, if they... It's you know, whatever, but as long as they can keep forcing those TPs to be used, so this Keeper of the Light continues to just walk away from the lane. That's what they need to make sure happens, and instead of next gen, so they just get the HP from bottom lane. The Slaughter has been sitting and leeching a little bit when the Magnus was not here. He's all 4 right now, running in, trying to get a jump on, and I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it, because they still have the lift available. The Slaughter will just be taken down, not able to do too much. He does buy space and makes sure that the Ursa is still here under the tower for a little while. In the meantime, the Lone tries to use the Savage Roll. Does actually not hit it though. He goes on the bear, but didn't actually happen. Root comes out on the Ursa. The Ursa is going to be controlled. Pops into rage. Will be alive for now, but he should lose his life here. The Rubik tries to go for a TP back home, and he will be fine. So I guess all things considered, you force out 4 rotations from the side of next gen, and they still lose 2 heroes before the Ursa drops down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Slaughter as well as Silence ends up losing their lives, but oh well. And that was actually 2 kills in the Slaughter in the last little while as well, so I guess the Ursa on the side of Evos is the one hero who's having a lovely time. He is 1,000 net worth ahead of the Lone Druid. The OD, sure, he's a little bit behind right now, but he will pick up his Midas, and then he can start farming himself. They're both kind of sharing the amount of experience they're getting. The Keeper of the Light rushing towards that ARCANA Scepter, and the Centaur, he's just moving. It's not as obvious the way you do it. You know, you die and people just expect you to be slow to get into the lane, so they might not make that call that is like, oh, he's in Roche, oh, he's in Roche, because you know, you might be back to some lane or whatever, look to get a gank going, so that could be a lot of things Ursa is doing, and he does get space to get that Aegis up and running on him, so he'd be sitting on a good amount of net worth. He's only 1,000 gold away from his blink as well, so it is going to come online roughly around 14 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and well, then it's an active Ursa we're looking at. If he gets it at 14-15 minutes, it means he has like 1 or 2 minutes left to work with that Aegis. So,
Dire's bottom tower
you
is
have
under
a small
attack.
timer if you want to get some value out of that Aegis, but if not, I imagine he will just try and group up with his team and go for a push. In the meantime, the Keeper's Eye goes for TP out now. We'll be able to do that again as the starter still not quite fast enough to get that kill. Not quite fast enough. Oh, the Keeper Flight once again
Dire's
just
bottom
escapes
tower
with his
is
life,
under
has
attack.
that point boost available, and considering how fast the Keeper Flight is, the hero, you know, there's no way that this lifesteal will be able to continue killing him.
Extra help.
He has enough stats to survive a couple of hits from the lifesteal, and he can almost go
Dire's
for those
top tower is
TP
under
rotations whenever the lifesteal tries to go on him with his gulls. Stampede was using the bottom lane just to get out. Well, I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like the
Dire's
center was
top
in
tower
a little
has
bit of an
fallen.
issue. So he just went for the TP out. He's looking to go for that blink pickup as well himself. He will have it up momentarily. Only needs around 700, 800 goals. So it will be, well, not the same timing as the Ursa. The Ursa has it up in 50 gold, but it's going to be close to that. And now the Keeper of the Light moving himself a little further into the lane, but they're wrapping around. They want to get a jump on him. They see him, and they are not going to let go of this guy. He's trying to get into a little clutch position, but he still has his TP on cooldown for the next 10 seconds. So they will run him down. They will see him, and I like the move from the starter. He's actually saving his stun just to make sure that in case the TP is available, he doesn't use his stun too early.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Something
attack.
that most people, they
Radiant
actually just
structures
misplay. They're
are
just like, okay,
fortified.
we go in and we crush instantly when we see them, and then they might be able to TP out. Silencer got killed in the bottom lane, and the Rubik got killed in the mid lane in the meantime, so a little bit of kill action here and there. We have the Infest Bomb coming out on the Magnus now. He still doesn't have his
Dire's
blink
bottom
available. He
tower
went for
is
the
under
Helm of the
attack.
Dominator first item, but
Dire's
he's trying to make a wrap around. He
structures
does have that
are
skewer, and it looks like they're looking for the OD.
Radiant's
This is
middle
a kind
tower
of-
is
kind
under
of
attack.
fancy rotation they're making.
Dire's
The Lone Druid will
bottom
push the
tower is
T-Tower
under
in the
attack.
mid lane. In the meantime, the OD comes up into position, and the Magnus, he's going to, you know, move himself back and forth. Will pick up that bounty rune. Now he will go into the mid lane, try and set up on the OD potentially. He has that bird available. They will run down onto the OD. They have the vision of him. It's just about getting close to him. They do have the skewer as well. They go in. They go for the skewer. The stampede. Oh, but it's not going to be good enough. The OD. He's still quite. He's still close enough. The OD might die here. One more hit, and that is going to be good enough. The Rubik stealing the RP,
Radiant's
shooting it back
middle
onto
tower
the
is
enemy.
under
Was a
attack.
very nice play there, but not quite good enough to keep
Radiant's
the
middle
OD
tower
alive.
has
Global
fallen.
Silence comes out from the side of next gen as well, just to make sure that nothing happens. Nothing happens, and yeah, now we see the Ursa going in. He does get feared up, so he does get pushed away, and this is what I was talking
Dire's
about in the
top
draft
tower
as
is
well.
under attack.
This is why it's a little bit annoying to play Ursa against Lone Druid. You jump in, you Ursa shock him, you try and slow him, and then you get feared and you just walk away.
Dire's
Like,
middle tower
well,
is
whatever.
under attack.
A soldier's fortune.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Alright, well, a lot of big spells used on the side of next gen. Obviously, the RP's on cooldown for the next minute. The global silence is on cooldown for a minute and a half as well. So there's a lot
Dire's
of power
middle
potential on the side
tower is
of
under
Evos
attack.
right now. They still have the Aegis available for another minute. The Slaughter is going to be found up here on the high ground. He can run on him. He can jump on him if he wants to on the Ursa, but looks like he doesn't really care too much. He's just going to pick up himself a little point to it and then go and farm some more. Slaughter will leech, you know, he's like, okay, well, you're farming next to me, I might as well leech a little bit. The Rubik will go for TP out in the top and almost died from that empowered lifesteal, but I guess not quite enough power, not quite enough damage to do that. Magnus is going to rush towards his Blink Dagger next. He does have his Arcane Boost completed as well, so everything is good to go on this guy. Having a good amount of farm. The Lone Druid is sitting on a Dragonlance and actually a Yasha of all things, but I suppose having a Mantis Style is not a bad idea against the, what's it called, against the Mana Leak, for example, the Blinding Light. There's some annoying things on the side. Problem. Give you a little bit of room to work with.
I will
Spotted out here, the first one available in 3 seconds. Stampede comes out to give him some more space. BO2 comes into position as well to give him a little bit of helping hand, and looks like this is just going to be it. Nothing else will happen. The Keeper Flight in the top lane is still just farming as per usual. He's sitting on roughly 1500 gold away from that ARCANA Scepter, so looks like it will come online before the 20-minute mark if he can continue farming like this. Looks like next gen in the meantime they are gathering up for a smoke push, but much do they want to wait? Do they want to wait for the Magnus to get a little bit of mana, perhaps? They might have to use the shrine. Looks like they are at least trying to do something. His blink is up very, very soon, so it might be what they're waiting for. They're like, okay, let's get the blink up and running on this Magnus, and then he can go for the play. He can go and do his thing. He'll pick up his blink now. So, see. Rams on DOD in the meantime. Does have that Midas +4 stuff completed, and we'll go for his threats next. So you can see that his net worth is now on the same amount as the Lone Druid yet again. So he's not quite behind anymore. The Centaur picked up his blink a moment ago as well. Still behind of the Magnus by 1,000 gold, but he is also sharing his offlane farm with the Evos, right? So they are kind of like together. They are making up for it. Slada, very close to his blink. He doesn't want to be picked off here. They are running him down, trying to get a lift off on him, but not quite happening. They not want to use that
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Available, so I guess either way they wouldn't have been able to get that kill with Slada. The Lone Druid comes into position, does have his Empower available, and he's going to do a lot of damage against him. So they will go for Stampede defense only. They're like,
Dire's
okay, you know, just get the hell
under
up.
attack.
I kind of felt a little bit strange using the Stampede for that. Sure, the Lone Druid was showing himself, showing that he wanted to take a fight potentially, but I'm sure when those 4 heroes gathered up on the side of Evos, it's not like next gen is looking for a big opening to get a fight going. So maybe just a little bit of scared people there on the side of Evos, and on the mid lane the Rubik gets jumped by the Magnus, and he will be one casualty. They didn't have to use anything, obviously knowing that the Stampede was on cooldown. There's nothing that can save the Rubik, so he will just die a little sad death. And that's kind of the punishment for using the Stampede like this. You know, you might have had to use the Stampede, you might not have, but since you used it, they can abuse it and they can get a quick kill. Oh God. Buff nose is sadness.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He is going for that initiation Magnus style of build. That's pretty much the way of building Magnus these days. It's obviously the mid Magnus usually goes for something like Echo Saber, then Blink,
Radiant's
then BKB.
bottom tower is under attack.
If you're playing offlane, or if you want to just focus on initiating a little bit more, it's usually
Radiant's
just,
structures
maybe
are
Dominator
fortified.
is a little bit so
Radiant's
and so. You
bottom
can pick it up
tower
or you
is
cannot.
under
It doesn't
attack.
matter too much.
Dire's
Some people just like having a
structures are
Dominator in their team that has Dominator keep running around, but on top of that, it's all about the Blink, the Fall Staff, and then perhaps the Shadow Blade, and then you get drop. OD the mid lane gets jumped down by that Slaughter, just picking up his Blink dagger, and he will instantly make an initiation onto the OD. Big money target as well, as bottom lane in the meantime was pushed out by this Magnus showing himself, and he will back himself up as they showed lifesteal in the mid lane, so obviously Evos, the second they see the lifesteal in the mid lane, they're like, okay, let's kill the Magnus bottom, but he's already just getting himself out of that. The Keeper side in the top lane is hiding himself in the trees for now. What it needs 100 more gold to finish up that academic scepter, so he is very, very soon done with this AFK in the top lane kind of thing that he's been playing the whole game, and he will start making some moves on the map with his team, and he needs to do that because Evos, they are kind of behind. Well, they're behind in terms of kills, that is, but I guess in net worth they are very, very far ahead. So Ursa farming like a god. He is actually 3,000 gold ahead. How is that even possible? I guess he's just ahead. He's ahead in last hits. He's ahead in kills as well. He's been getting most of the kills for the team, 4-1 and 0. So this Ursa is having a great time, and now he's going for Roshan. Looks like he will be able to pick it up quickly as well. So Evos with a 4,000 net worth lead. Now the Star's going to make a wrap around as well. They find someone. The Centaur will be spotty. Goes to the Stampede, but it's too little too late.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Roshan has fallen.
He knew what he had to do though, just instantly using that Stampede, just hammering down that button. But if you get stunned, those couple of seconds where the lifesteal hits you, that is pain on earth. Especially with an Echo Saber to get a free double hit off. He's going for the Desolator next. We'll have it up soon enough, but I guess since the lifesteal is, he's kind of been roaming around with the Starter or the Magnus, there's a little bit of downtime, and in that, every single time it just feels like the Ursa is getting a lot of value in the map. He's not being recalled around. Looks like they want to use him in the bottom lane to take a fight. They will move him in here. He does get stomped up by that little Magnus control creep, and well, I guess I will lose that creep early. Little mana league and make sure that that bounty goes to the earth. That is 125 gold. Keep that in mind. So it is a pretty decent bounty to have. The earth does have that ARCANA setup completed now as well. He's moving towards the Basher next. So he can deal with the control of what's it called, next gen whenever he gets RP'd, whenever he gets hit by something annoying, you know, gets crushed by the slaughter or whatever. He can just pop his enrage either way. And that's nice, you know. This is the Magnus counter item on Earth. It's like, you know, RP is a good thing, and now it's not really going to be a good thing anymore. It doesn't really matter. He can just remove that stun if he wants to.
A soldier's
coming out. The slaughter is infested with the lifesteal. They blink past. Okay, they actually just decided to just completely dodge out that little fight. They could have maybe gone for the OD, but since the shrine was active and well, they saw someone TPing in a second later. It's like, okay guys, we'll just play it safe. Evos in the meantime, in the bottom lane, they picked up a veil on the ODs. They decided to upgrade those that double null talisman thing and make it into an item. Might as well, I suppose. Might as well. They do have a decent amount of magical damage, so it's not a bad thing to have a veil on your team. Also gives you a lot of definitely on the OD top lane. Okay,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Try to be the one who's able to push this lane and make sure that it doesn't get taken down. But in the meantime, he's going to be the one falling to the infest bomb. Bottom tier tower will drop down the earth. He's going to go higher. He does have that ACC available still. Does not have this enrage available just yet. He cannot use it because he's silenced and needs to be a little bit careful.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It is nighttime as well, so I guess they don't really want to overly commit with that Keeper of the Light not having his value heal available for a high ground push. Again, the slaughter and the lifesteal is infested yet again. The cooldown was off. They're looking for another jump on someone as well. Let's see what they can find. Centaur in the meantime is trying to finish up his Arcanum, so needs 3,000 more gold before that is going to be thing. And well, you know, 50% damage reduction is always going to be. The Ursa does have that Basher completed, and he is moving into a Manta style next to so he can deal with the silence from next gen silence. Keep your eye on the top lane. They get jumped by this little infest bomb, so the lifesteal does find another kill for himself. He does have his Desolator flying out to him now, so that is done and dusted. He's still scaling pretty nicely into some bigger items. The Lone Druid pick up a Desolator himself, so for some reason, double Desolator, guys. That's kind of weird. I guess since you're going for this like Manta style build on the Lone Druid, it might not be that confusing to go for right-click items rather than like instead of going for something like a Maelstrom, you go for a Desolator, but you are playing with a life build, so he's always going to get the Desolator. You shouldn't have two Desos on your team. It would be more normal if you saw him go for like, you know, an MKB rush, if anything, a Daedalus rush, a Bloodthorn, or just the Maelstrom anyways. So double Desolator, you know, there's a little bit of value with it when you're pushing, when you're not together, when you're fighting in two different places, but in most cases you would not want to have more than one. Let's see. A lot of
Dire's middle
coming out to the
tower is
bottom
under attack.
area, but I'm not sure this is going to be happening. They do get spotted out as well. So the center of the team, and the Lone Druid in the meantime will just go for that TP out. We do have an infest bomb happening in the meantime. The Centaur maybe a little bit of trouble. He does get control. Double falls off, comes out. Looks like the Centaur may be able to survive. He does get Astral up as well. Rage is not going to do anything for the lifesteal. They're now looking to turn around. They're going with the Centaur. They're trying to go for some. Not actually going to be hitting though, but they get the slaughter either way. He doesn't get a crush off. They go for the storm. Misses onto the lifesteal as the timing was off. The lifesteal will get a kill on the Centaur in the meantime. The lifesteal's not running down. This OD, the OD will blink away, and here comes the Ursa. Here comes the pain as the lifesteal will pay the price on the side of next gen Vietnam. So the initiation not quite working out on the side of next gen, and then they just get punished and killed on this slaughter lifesteal infest duo. And that's always the price you have to pay, because whenever you're using this infest bomb, it's very common to just only have that one hero available. Yeah, like you have the slot of the lifesteal moving around. They are super fast, so it's unlikely that your teammates is with you when you're making these plays. And that's what Evos is like. Okay, guys, they just roaming around as two people. We should punish them. We should try and bait them, and then just go for 5 versus 2 fight, and that should be easy to take.
Sweet.
it's also nice having a Keeper of the Light at this point. You have a gem completed on him. He just put up a second ago. He has that axe. He can recall people everywhere, so you can split push easily with your heroes. The Centaur can farm the jungle, get that Arcanans up and running as fast as he can, and whenever the fight is about to start, he can just be recalled by the Keeper of the Light. So this is why, you know, having a card also is a great thing. Global Silence comes out top lane. Looks like they are going for a kill on this Ursa, and the Ursa will be taken down as his Aegis dropped on a second ago, and well, they're looking to abuse that opening, and indeed they do. Ursa still doesn't have his Manta Style up, so Silences is one thing that can really just put an end to all the items he has. None of the items he has can help him against the Global Silence until that Manta Style is completed. So that's the one way they can abuse him right now. Won't be for too long. His Manta will be completed soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Magnus will have a Shadow Blade complete in a moment. The Lone Radiant's have that Manta Style up very soon as well. The Lysa is moving towards a Basher.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nothing else on top of that. The Blink will be picked up by the Rubik now. The Centaur will pick up that Arcanans in 1,000 gold.
Radiant's middle tower is
falling. Now we see the RP coming out onto the OD. They're using all the control on the OD, but the stolen RP comes out by the Rubik. This is a 5-man RP into a 5-man Illuminate Blast. This is looking good. The OD will go for a buyback. They want to defend this, but is it going to be good enough? Nice Astral on the Centaur, keeping him alive, and now it will go for the Infest Bomb. Oh, almost got the kill on the Centaur, but he got the Blink away. Life Steal gets taken down, but this is a buyback for the OD. They need to get more than just that one kill. They will get the Life Steal for the TPing in. Evos is trying to run down the slot in the meantime, but he doesn't actually know where he's going, and well, that is going to be the end of this fight. They might try and they will have to force out a buyback from the Life Steal. That is the only way they can still make this a valuable trade-off, because the OD, that's a pretty big buyback to use, and you still only got the lifesteal as well as the silencer as a turnaround. They lost a tier 3 tower as well, so the shrine is vulnerable. They need to force something. They need to either get the tower or force out a buyback.
Middle tower is under attack.
Ursa will be on the high ground. He's going to be the one pushing. The Illuminate Blast comes out. It is nighttime, so you need to be a little bit careful, but we'll see how much they can do. The Centaur got baited by the illusion, but not quite good enough. Still going to be fine, and in the meantime, the Ursa runs into the base. Manly comes out on the starter. He will be fine, but very, very close to dropping down from the Ursa, and the Ursa will just back himself up. They're like, okay, guys, we're not going to be able to get this. Roshan is going to be up in 1 minute, so they don't want to risk giving that to the enemy, and Evos will have to make the trade they can make. That is the small trade they can make. Small trade. That looked amazing, though. I mean, a 5-man RP from the Rubik, and this is the thing about playing Rubik against Magnus. Like, you have a Magnus on your team, the enemy team is always going to just automatically split up and be split off as much as possible, never stack up so you get a value RP. And when you're not playing against Magnus, when you have the Magnus on your team, it's like, why would you be scared about stacking up a little bit? Like, you don't have anything except for the Stampede, what's called the Stomp, to worry about. So they just, like, you know, they clump up a little bit, and then the Rubik steals the RP, and he's like, I'm doing it, boys, and then bam, in the face.
Under attack.
He still does have that RP available, by the way, for the next minute or so we'll use it for a fight if they want to. Usually you would expect them to try and go for a fight with that RP still being available on 2 Hoi, but like for now, next gen they're playing very, very safe. They're using this like run the top lane, and now they will go for Roshan. But I'm not sure this is going to be a good play to give up Roshan to the enemy team Evos. They might feel like they're not strong enough to fight right now. There's 2,000 worth ahead and 2,000 experience, but I guess net worth and experience doesn't mean too much before the OD finishes with BKB. It's pre-BKB, this OD has had a lot of issues surviving, and it's not really going to be getting any easier. They have a lot of damage on the side of next gen. They have the DD rune running on the lone rune, that double Desolator available. They have the lifesteal almost having a Basher available as well with a cheese and an Aegis on him, so it's going to be hard to kill this guy. The Ursa in the meantime is looking for a jump somewhere. Could be a nice little kill, but no, not happening. The keeper on the mid lane got jumped, and well, even the Stampede came out, but the Stampede did nothing, as the amount of damage the Lifesteal can do in a couple of hits is just so goddamn high that the Stampede might not be that useful. Like 50% damage reduction if you get killed in 2 hits, that just means you get killed in 3 hits. so it doesn't slow the kill that much. The Ursa gets jumped here. Does pop us in rage this time, but it's only going to buy him a couple of seconds as they have so much damage. The second the enrage ends, just dies. That is 2 people dead inside of Evos. They do not have a buyback available on the Ursa. This could be bad, as next gen they're looking to go for a jump here. They use that global silence, but they still have the RP available in case of emergency. And well, Evos will have to make
Radiant's
a defensive
middle
call here.
barracks
They have
are under
50
attack.
seconds to go for that push. So see how much they can do in 50 seconds.
Radiant's middle
and
barracks
range will
has
drop down
fallen.
instantly.
Radiant's
Do they look
middle
for more? Do they want
barracks
more?
has
Are they
fallen.
going to go for some? Actually, they can't go for the more. So they're just going to pick up some shrines and whatever they can get in the base. They might take like
Radiant
2 or 3
structures
short
are
shrines. Looks like they're actually trying to go for the
Radiant's
end.
middle tower
Even if they
is
can
under
just
attack.
take 1 tier 4 tower, this is going to be a pretty good trade. Looks like Evos, they're not looking to go for a fight. Either Lightful, Scrumble might have to give up his agency. Indeed, that is
Radiant's middle tower
burning. The
has
tier 4
fallen.
tower gets taken down. He just has this great available in case of emergency, and he will just try and walk himself out. He just have an infest available. Will go for the infest onto the starter. The starter will move himself away. Just have his blink up and running, and well, that's what they can get. It's a pretty good trade though. They got a couple of shrines, they got a tier 4 tower, they got a set of racks in the mid lane. Sure, they couldn't really get like, you know, they could have probably gotten 2, maybe 3 sets of racks if the tier 2 towers went up, but no, unfortunately, the tier 2 towers were still standing, so they couldn't get any more racks than that. Alright, well. How the items is flowing. The gem has been taken away from the Keeper of the Light, so that is on the Magnus now. He has a Shadow Blade up. He's looking for this Refresher up next. Needs a couple more 1,000 gold before that is going to be a thing. 4 staff on the silence, but the life shield does have an Assault Grass completed in a moment. Slaughter does have a Shadow Blade as well, so they have 2 Shadow Blades on the side of next gen, so they have a lot of invisibility. In the meantime, on the side of Evos, Ursa picked up that bash on top of the, what's it called, the Mantis style, so can at least dodge that global silence now, but it feels like it gets harder and harder for this Ursa to do anything in this game, as this is your big net worth here on the side of Evos, and he is getting to the point where the hero just falls off. The Centaur is moving towards the Lotus Orb so he can deal with himself as well, and BO2, you know, still just banking up gold. I would still imagine that he's going for the BKB. Will be 2,000 gold away before he can complete that, but he's kind of saying to us at least that he wants to go for Hex instead, but I don't think that's going to be the right choice. I mean, you need something
Radiant's
with
bottom
the
tower
global
is
silence
under
to
attack.
stun on side of next gen,
Radiant's
so
bottom tower
I mean,
has
even
fallen.
getting a Mantis style would be legit on me at this point to be able to deal with that global silence, but BKB would just be the normal item to expect. So we'll see what it does. If he's going to go greedy and go for the Hex instead, I wouldn't necessarily like that. Another gem has been picked up by the Keeper of the Light as well. He lost the last one, so he will just buy a new one. That was off cooldown. They go for a 4-man smoking. They're trying to go for a wraparound. Meantime, next gen, they're already backing themselves up. The Slaughter and Fest Bomber sitting down in the bottom lane. That could be good if they could find those, but they're not quite going to be in that position. The Ursa will go for some power. In the meantime, the Silencer will force off himself away. He will run himself away as fast as he can, but they might still be able to find something. See the Silencer. Stampede comes out. They're trying to move for something more. They see the Magnus as well. They're going to run for him. And let's see, can they find him? Manly comes out. Looks like the Magnus is going to be stunned up. He gets control. He gets stunned. They see him. They know where he's running at. And they will be able to find this initiation. He goes for pulling away. They do have the Astral available in case of emergency. But the ODU will just hit him. He will just go for all that intelligence heal. And that is going to be 2 people dead inside of next gen. Vietnam. They lose the gem as well that they picked up a moment ago. So the Keeper of the Light will get that back. Start on Fest Bombs, just, you know, casually poking by, finding a Rubik. Rage comes out from the light, we'll go for TV back home just before anything bad happens, you know. Keeper of the Light might be nearby, you never really know, so we'll just go for the safe play, get the hell out of that. Here's the meantime, looking for a jump on the light hill, they see him up here, and try and do something to him, but he's gone, he's out of that. Alright, I was gonna say, you know, maybe you can play around the Stampede being on cooldown, but it's only on cooldown for a very short amount of time. It's up in 10 seconds, so it should be fine for the side of Evos. The Centaur still obviously making small progress towards his Lotus Orb. He needs more armor to be able to survive this game, so him picking up something like a Lotus Orb and then to go straight in for an Assault Crabs would be logical just so he can survive. Maybe even a Shiva's God, you know. But just anything that can give him armor, really. BO2 still banking up goals, so it looks like he's going to commit for that Hex pickup. So good late game item, but a very greedy one of those. Slaughter. Top lane does see this Ursa available to... They are looking for gank on him. He does send out Manta Illusions up in the top lane, so they should still expect him to be somewhere around here. And let's see if they can find someone here. He will blink himself a little bit further away. Silencer, okay. They go for recall. Did they get some damage on them? No. They went for a scan a little bit too late, but, you know, if they could get some damage off the Arcane Curse, they could actually stop the recall from being used, but they didn't know he was there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ursa is not going to be in the bottom lane.
Dire's structures are
might be able to take them to the tower. Fortification comes out, recall comes out as well from the Ursa, but no, the recall will be stopped, so he's going to stay here for now. I mean, you would be recalled like a second step further to the right, so I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Slaughter infested in the mid lane with the lifesteal. He's moving around trying to find some kind of jumps. Let's see, they're moving up to the top lane. There's good vision here from the side of Evos. They have that high ground ward, they have that anti-Tinker ward, so the Rubik, he feels pretty safe sitting here. Slaughter's now going to move around. They do have a sentry available in this area as well, so they need the Slaughter moving around. They lift him up, they control him, they try to go on the Samba Skull. The Centaur goes to the Stampede, might be fine for now. The Lifesteal is going to try and just go for the TP back out. The Slaughter needs to get himself further away. He will go for the Steel Guardian. When comes out from the Rubik, so but the blink comes away and he will TP himself over. It's always nice to have that backup of the global silence, right? You know, the Magnus is going to be in this player, will get himself away, blink, falls away, so he's going to be fine. Thing to worry about, but you know, as long as they have the global silence, they can always keep the Slaughter and the Lifesteal alive in these infest bomb situations. As long as they have TPs available, you know, there's nothing bad that will happen. They could have maybe killed the Centaur if they were just focusing on killing him, but he didn't have that Stampede coming out, 50% damage reduction, so they just decided, okay guys, let's just get the hell out before anything goes wrong. They could have very easily died anyways, so might as well just disengage, reset the fight. Reset the fight a little bit back here in the mid lane. Okay, a little bit in trouble, we'll go for the skewer away. Mana is now gone. Mana Leak is a dangerous spell after all, and he doesn't have a BKB or anything like that to deal with it. So whenever he gets Mana Leak, it's like, you know, just get the hell out, get the hell out. Rubik in the top lane gets jumped by the Slaughter. That is going to be another kill to the side of Next Gen. Now let's see, they have vision of POV, they're moving around, they're following him, but the Slaughter's alone for now. He will go for a little ultimate on the OD, at least get some vision on him, but nothing else will happen. There's no one nearby to fight him, so we'll just move him away. The Lifesteal does have that Assault Crest completed. Still making steps for his Abyssal Blade. I mean, you know, it's going to take a while before that is completed unless it gets some good kills up and running. The Magnus does have his Refresher up completed, so that is going to be a nice item to have. That's always a nice item to have. Lone Druid does have a Skadi completed as well, so everything is good. Skadi is a pretty nasty item to have this game as well. Good against both the Ursa as well as the OD, because, you know, it's just slowing their movement speed is one thing, but slowing the attack speed is very, very good against these two heroes. I mean, you know, overpower means that you will always get that value attack speed up and running on the Ursa, but the OD, I mean, the OD does rely on hitting fast as well, so Scan comes out from the side of the Radiance, so they know there's heroes around here. The Ursa and the Centaur needs to play super, super safe in this top area. They were like, just trying to see maybe they could go for jump on the Lone Druid, but they decided that since there was other heroes hiding behind him, they don't want to do that. Rather just get themselves out.
A soldier's fortune.
Alright. Like they're looking to go for a little play together. They
Regeneration.
bring back the Rubik as well. They scout out that the Roshan is now alive. And in the meantime, they don't see this, but they're moving into the area. The Magnus is close by. Shadow bladed up with the other keep of the light. Will it take a available though? On the high ground, we can see him. Oh, on the sidelines, we see the Stampede comes out. Lifesteal and the Slaughter went in. The Stampede is going to keep them alive for now, but the OD might be a little bit in trouble. He gets RP'd up by this Magnus. Have another RP available in a second. Do they go into the second one? They only got a hit onto that OD, and the stolen RP comes up by Tuhoi. As once again he steals it, he turns it around. The Lifesteal is going to be taken down. The Silencer is also dead next gen. They've lost 2 core heroes.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Lost 2
attack.
good heroes. Painful. I'm not sure what's the most painful part. I mean, the RP could have killed the Centaur very quickly, but didn't really get a good RP off. In the meantime, Tuhoi was on the higher ground, so he was just sitting ready to go for that RP steal, and he got it off. He used the refresher up instantly as well, so that means the next fight you will have RP available, but you will only have that one RP available. Since it's a very long cooldown for your refresher up, the global silence is on cooldown for the next minute as well, so sure, you won't force any buybacks on the side of next gen, but Evos, they're now going to take a fight where they only have to deal with 1 RP and no global silence while they're pushing the high ground, so they might just get a free set of racks here. The Lifesteal is still dead for 20 seconds, so let's see how much damage they can do in that downtime. The Slaughter gets jumped, Abyssal Blade comes out on him, Mana League gets double clicked, the Slaughter's going to be in control, he just gets forced off twice, a little bit further away. In the meantime, Rams goes in further, needs to be a little bit careful not dropping down himself, will go for himself fast while he can't fling himself away, but no, he gets controlled, forced off comes out to keep him safe, so the ultimate not quite getting a kill on anyone. The Lord needs to be careful. He's dropping down very low. Range comes out. He will be alive for now. There's no cheese available as well in case of emergency. And Mana and Sal will be dodging something. RP comes out. Here a second. Astro's up by the OD, so he's going to be alive yet again. He gets straight away by the Ursa. Now he continues fighting. Will take away the Lone Ridge Bear. Down. The Ursa pops his rage as well. Will not die. Well, kind of an interesting fight from the side of next gen. They held the base, didn't lose the tower, and well, it was just, you know, slowly. Evos was forced to use the defensive spells. Ursa was forced to use the cheese eat, and Ramsey still does have that Aegis available, but I guess he just didn't want to waste it. They still have 2.5-3 minutes to go on it, so they can go for another fight if they want to. Skilling up with this Keeper of the Light in the meantime, and like that is going to be the play. In the meantime, the Slaughter is infested looking for a jump on someone. They do have the RP available with a double RP in 40 seconds, so they're ready to take a proper fight inside of next gen Vietnam yet again. They have the stolen RP still available inside of Rubik, so he might try and go for smoke while they still have it. It's up for about a minute or so. I believe, how long is the maximum? That's 300 seconds, that's 5 minutes, so it's like 1.5 minutes they have RP available right now. So the Rubik can still use it for a little while. Alright, very long game by the looks of things. Let's see the items yet again. We have the Keeper of the Light with the Lotus all completed, so that is going to be a nice Centaur's Lotus as well. So they have a lot of ways to deal with that global silence now. Both the offlane as well as one of the support heroes having a Lotus available on himself, or you know, just more mana region, more control, and obviously being able to take away the global silence from yourself. The OD does have that hex completed as well, travel boots on top of that, and well, I guess the next item would probably be something like a Shiva Scout, maybe still a BKB, but not right now. Ooh, we're big. Let's blink away. Is he alive? Fine. So let's see, the Magnus with that refresh up, he's going for Link into the interesting. I guess it makes sense because the spell steal mainly. Obviously, you can make points about you being able to take away the astral, the hex from the OD or whatever, but I think mainly it's just because he wants to make it hard for the Rubik to get that RP off. Maybe if it's just like 1 or 2 fights where he uses RP and then instantly the Rubik is like spell steal, and then he ends up just being blocked with the Lincoln Sphere. You know, trying to make sure that Rubik doesn't get a free RP still would be a good idea, because the RPs from the Rubik have been great this game. You don't want to give him that spell if you can avoid it. I believe the spell has also ran out on, so yep, indeed, the Rubik does not have RP anymore. No RP in the Rubik, so he's not going to be able to make those easy plays that he wants to. The Slaughter in the bottom lane, Lotus up completed. So just small baby steps. He also does up on the silence, so he's moving for refresher up as the next item. As having double global silence, that would be a great thing as well. You know, obviously they do have the Lotus orbs and whatnot to be able to deal with the first one, but if you shoot out one, force out the Lotuses, and then shoot out another one, then it's pretty much the same thing as the early game where they couldn't deal with it. So nice. Tower mid lane. A little bit too far out on his own. Smoke came out from the side of next gen, and now he's dead for 80 seconds. They might be able to force a buyback from him straight away as next gen. They are moving in. They want to go for that high ground push. The Aegis is now gone on the OD, so that is what they were waiting for. Do they get a good jump with that RP from the Magnus? He's able to go for a jump in 4 seconds. Comes out from the
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Low ground will be fine. Able to be able in 4 seconds. He goes and he gets a jump going. Low full on him. Continue. Nighttime as well. Does not have that ability of the Eurus is going to be controlled. Will be stunned. That will be controlled. Astro comes out. This even takes a little bit longer. Hit comes out on the light foot. OD. RP came out. Didn't actually hit onto anyone big though, so that is not really anything big. They have another RP available. Stampede comes out from the Evos. Sensor, he falls back to the Stampede. Will be taken down first time, so will be taken down second. They use all of that big spells on the side of next gen. They only have that one secondary RP available after using the refresher up on the Magnus, so looks like they'll just have to back themselves up. And another fight not quite going that well as the RP is just, you know, every single time you either get no RP or you get a one-man RP, and it just feels like it doesn't do anything. There wasn't any steal this time, so I guess they don't have RP on the side of Evos right now, but it's still kind of a sad fight, and now Evos, they should feel quite comfortable pushing, knowing the global silence is still on cooldown. There's 2 people dead inside of next gen. They won't have anything but 1 RP available as well, so this is probably the best time possible they can push. They will try and do that. The Centaur doesn't have buyback available, but he already completed his load all a moment ago, so it doesn't matter too much. Not like his refresher would be up for the next fight anyways, so using buyback on this hero is not too big of a worry. They're going to be pushing the bottom lane. The Lone Root does have his butterfly completed now, so
Dire's
he's
bottom
getting
tower
scary and
is under
scary as
attack.
every moment goes. He can now start picking up items on the bear as well. He's 6 slaughters, so I guess either you upgrade the Deathloader to something bigger and you just send the Deathloader onto the bear and, you know, pick up a Daedalus or something like that, Bloodthorn instead, or you start scaling into items in the bear like Assault Grass, Vladimir. There's a lot of items you can pick up on the bear. $4,000 gold on the Lone Root. You can literally buy whatever you want. No? It looks like they're trying to make some sort of play. They invested and out of it again. That's the life they want to continue just hitting creeps, get some items up and running. He is moving towards Lincoln Sphere as the next item, so I guess not a bad idea. Blocks away the Hex from the OD and the Astral. You know, just the first annoying spell that he has to deal with is not going to be an issue anymore if he gets a Lincoln Sphere up and running, so it's the same principle as the Magnus having a Lincoln Sphere. The first annoying spell is going to be taken away. Gives you a little bit of room to work with. And it looks like the Lone Druid is indeed moving towards just another damage item. We'll go for the MKB next. Will be up and completed momentarily. He can complete whenever he wants to, and then he can send the Desolator onto the bears. Like I said, the Desolator doesn't really have too much value in this draft anyways, because they already have one of the life force. Storm comes out to get a jump on the Keep of the Light. Astral comes out to save him, so he will be alive for now. Global Silence came out after the Stampede, so the life Not quite be able to get a kill here, but they get a 2-man RP off with the Magnus. He gets a jump. He has another RP available in 7 seconds. The OD is going to be focused down. Astral comes out. Will keep him alive for now. Looks like the Magnus is not quite going to be able to get a jump on the OD. The OD link onto the high ground, will be alive for now. Tries to focus on the lifesteal, will get a kill on the lifesteal. The lifesteal drops down. Looks like the thought is going to be the next one to drop. The Lone Ranger tries to focus on the OD, but the OD goes for another self-astral. The Magnus is trying to get a jump on it, but the OD blinks away again, and that is going to be the Magnus dropping down. 5-man wipe on the side of Next Gen, as they did not get that OD at all. Just, you know, astral blink away, astral blink away. He just never dies in those fights, and that is very well played by the side of Evos, keeping that OD alive. The secondary RP was also not available from the Magnus because he didn't have enough mana to use his refresh up and use his RP, so the fight was just overall not that good from the side of Next Gen. And now here comes the buyback. They go into the top lane, they try and get a jump on the Ruby. Ruby takes a lot of damage from that Slaughter. It's a painful right click, he's trying to get himself away, will force off away, will lift up. The Slaughter will be reclose to the bottom lane. He will be fine for now.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks.
See how much damage is going to be done. Evos will take down one set of racks and now moving themselves away. Looks like that is going to be good enough for them. They don't want to commit for anything else, so they take down a set of racks. They can take down the shrines as well. They have 20 seconds to go before the Magnus is back up, so they take a small trade and they just play it safe. Either way, man, that is one fight, and then straight up Evos is now yet again ahead. They're 10,000 gold ahead, and Next Gen needs to be careful about these fights. It's getting worse and worse for them. So, you know, sure, you're still the ones with the most late game scaling potential, but if you're not careful, those fights is just always going to end up very badly. It's like the Lone Ranger did also opt to actually sell the Desolator rather than just pass it along to the Lone Ranger to the ban instead, which maybe not a bad idea. Like I said, you know, the Desolator doesn't really have any place in this game because you have the life stealers, that's so, but it feels like it's a waste of gold. Like, you could just give it to the bat, right? Alright, the fast bomb comes out. Tuhoi is going to be taken down. That's a dead Ruby for 80 seconds. He does have buyback available though in the meantime. Ursa and the Centaur did go in for Roshan. Buyback comes out from the Rubik in the meantime. Global Silence was used, so they want to take this fight now that the Global is back down, but they need to find a good way to get a jump. They don't have the Stampede available either, and they didn't actually manage to jump anyone. The Ursa is now still yet again in the pit trying to finish this off. The Lone Ranger will be taken down. So that was the one giving some vision. The Slaughter is moving around. He's infested, available to go for a jump. The Keep of Light doesn't have the vision available right now.
Is under attack.
Picked up an Ethereal Blade a second ago. That's an interesting item, but I guess, you know, when you're rich on the bottle, then you might as well go for something like that. The OD gets jumped on. The light still comes up, but instantly gets hexed. He does manage to get the rage off in time. The Slaughter got stunned by that mana leak as well, and he will be able to get away, but the lifesteal got taken down, and that was a buyback used earlier from the lifesteal, so him dropping is not good. Silence is not going to be taken down, and that is the second one to drop. Next Gem, 2 heroes, none of them having buybacks available. Looks like Next Gem is going to be in a very, very troublesome situation. Ursa goes into Roshan, trying to finish up the stage. I'm not sure why you would do that when you know the lifesteal doesn't have buyback available, but I guess if you want to be ultra safe, you just go for Roshan, pick up an Aegis, pick up a cheese, and then look to end the game.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
Mortality.
Alrighty, let's see. They have Aegis, they have cheese, and they are going for the final push. But here comes the OD, he pops his ultimate, the Slaughter drops on instantly, as the OD still had 30 stolen intelligence, so that is a lot of work being done. Trying to make himself move away, does have moonsteps on him as well, and looks like that is back themselves up there. But that is not like they can get Melirac and the Ranger in the mid lane and continue going for the top lane as well. They just need to focus on the building, as they're wasting a lot of time going for shrines and, you know, finishing off these goddamn illusions from the Lone Ranger as well. See, they continue pushing the Sense on the top, and that's a lot of damage being done by the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger gets jumped, gets forced away. Really, a lot of damage on him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Like the Loner continues to hit, continues to force him away. The force out comes out, and now here it will be good.
Dire's top barracks
Away.
has
Needs to be a little bit careful.
fallen.
So
The
Badger
Radiant
comes
now
up.
have mega
Might be able to get a jump on him. The Ursa goes back in though. The Loner is going to be the target. Ursa. And now RP comes out. That's one RP. Global silence on top of that. The Magnus is ready with the second RP. Let's see if they can get it. Nope, not actually happening. Ursa got Lotus and he got away. Well, they still have the Stampede available, and I don't know. I mean, if you just go for the double RP straight away, maybe you can get the kill on the Ursa, but I guess they don't really feel like the fight is going that way, so it's very difficult to get a good fight going. I believe the best way that next gen can take a fight is basically by just letting the Magnus initiate with 1 RP, commit for that global silence, and then you use the starters in fetch bomb with the life stealer, and then try and get like a quick kill on someone. But you know, you need to get that RP off. That is important. You need to get a good RP off to start things off. And it just feels like the Magnus has had a very rough game in terms of getting his spells off properly. Either he doesn't get them off at all, he gets like a 1-man RP, never gets to use the second one, or that's pretty much how it feels like these fights are going to starter. Now smoke comes out, so the starter needs to be a little bit careful, needs to get himself away from here. They do not have a gem on anyone. Yeah, they don't have a gem on anyone right here. To keep up the line in the front line who has a gem on him. They have a refresh up on the Centaur as well now, so he has that double Stampede available. That is a crazy thing. The OD does have a refresh up available as well, so double Hex, double Shield, double Ultimate Function as well in the backline. The final very big though. That is 1 gem on him. He goes for Stealthiest, will be alive, but now on the side is going to be run down in the meantime. The Lifesteal will be focused on as well. They do have that secondary Stampede available if they need it. The Lifesteal will be killed. Looks like the starter will survive, and he will get himself away, but either way, they gave up the Lifesteal again. Trying to go for that two-man Lifesteal action, and again they get punished because Evos, they just turn around. They know that it's always going to be just the 2 of them, so if they can just send up all of their manpower onto those 2 heroes, they will win the game. GG gets called by next gen. Like they do this fight, they'll just call it, not having the Lifesteal available for the next 60 seconds. So GG gets called. That is it. Game 1 goes to the side of Team Evos.